Hey, what's up? Good Wednesday, cruisers. How are you? Some announcements for today. As always, want to make sure that you are reminded to be a pro. We are being positive, we are respectful, we are taking ownership. Those are our expectations for you that will lead you to success, not here at Middle School North, but also in life. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to be a pro, being positive, respectful, and taking ownership for your actions and for your learning. We don't have any birthdays today, no staff birthdays, no student birthdays, which is a bummer, but we've got some tomorrow. I know of that. Students, it's a reminder to you you're not to take photos or videos at school of anything. In fact, your phone should be turned off and in your bags at all times. There are no exceptions unless you have permission from a staff member. Phones should be off and in bags. So again, no photos or videos at school. That is a violation of our code of conduct policy. Specifically for me, that is harassment if you were taking photos or videos of people at school without their permission. But you shouldn't have your phones out anyway. Social media uploads, you shouldn't be on your phone at all at school. So there should be none of that. If you're taking pictures of staff or students at school and you are posting those, or even if it's not at school, and you do not have their permission, those are suspendable offenses, and I will not hesitate to suspend you for that. That is harassment, and I will push to the furthest I can as far as the discipline for that. It's not acceptable. Okay, make sure that you are not on your cell phones while you are here at Middle School North. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Also, a reminder that if you do have a cell phone out, our staff have permission to collect that from you. So if you want to whine and cry and refuse to give it over, that's fine. I will just mark it as insubordination, which I will suspend you for as well. Do not have your cell phone out. If you make a mistake and you have your cell phone out and your teacher collects it from you, give it up. Okay, that is the expectation. If you don't, I will suspend you for insubordination. No questions asked. All right, Mr. Bryson will be coming back with a PBIS drawing surprise pretty soon. I would look out for that before the end of the week. Some student shout outs. This one is to O'Brien Dunlap from Mrs. Raymer for taking the time to help other students create their book snaps after he was one of the first to complete the task. He was an excellent teacher and was able to show students how to use Snapchat as an option to complete the assignment. Great job, O'Brien. Thanks for sharing that, Miss Raymer. This is an example of a student who was given permission by a teacher to use a cell phone. So again, that's the only time cell phones should be out. But good job, O'Brien. Way to take some leadership and teach some other students. Also from Miss Ferguson, she says, "Thank you to all the students that contributed pencils to our classroom. Your donations are greatly appreciated and do not go unnoticed. A teacher can never have enough pencils." That is true. I want to give a shout out to Miss Karstadt for going to the boys' seventh grade basketball game yesterday. I attended those games as well. I think I've got a slide on here about how those games ended up, but it's always nice to see staff out supporting students. On that note, there is a band concert at the high school tonight. I'm excited for that. I hope to see as many of our staff out to the band concert as possible. I know Ms. Palacey sent an email out to staff, but it's great when we can support our students in what they're interested in. All right, speaking of basketball, last night, seventh grade boys won 32-9 over Newark. Eighth grade boys won 49-9. And the seventh and eighth grade girls won a combined 100-7. That is what's called an old-fashioned whooping that our basketball teams put on Newark. So great job to our guys and our girls. Way to represent the Cruiser strong. I want to talk about something that's really important now, students. As some of you are aware, last week there was a school shooting in Michigan. And so I think it's important that every once in a while we remind you guys, what to do in case you see something or you hear something. It's really important that you let an adult know as soon as possible. Okay, that can be telling a teacher. That can be just coming straight down to the office. That can be sending an email to myself, Mr. Bryson, Mrs. Talone. but we need to know as soon as possible if you see something that you think might be inappropriate. So, what are some things that you should let us know about? Obviously, if you see a student with a weapon of any type, that's something we need to know about as soon as possible. Students talking about having a weapon, even if you think it's just a joke, even if you think it's something that they're joking about, that's incredibly not appropriate, and we need to know about that right away. Drawings of weapons or of violent acts are things that we need to know about. Social media posts are something else that students should let us know right away. We rely on you. We only have so many eyes and ears. So students, we really rely on you to share information with us. I know that sometimes people aren't comfortable just going straight to their teacher. Or they might not feel comfortable coming straight down to the office. But you need to let an adult know right away um, if it's not something you feel comfortable about going to right away. Maybe it's something that you can write a note to your teacher and just kind of slide it to them so that they can read it, and you don't have to talk about what you might have seen or what you might have heard. I have unfortunately had past students of mine that have been killed due to gun violence, and so I take this very seriously. It's not a joke. So if you think that you're making a joke about shooting or a school shooter or anything like that, it's not funny, and I don't think it's funny, and I will absolutely suspend you from school because I take these things very seriously. Like I said, I've lost former students to gun violence. And so I take this stuff very seriously. It's not a joke. Drawing of weapons is one of the signs that someone may go through with a violent act. So I take that seriously as well. What you look up on your Chromebook, we take very seriously. None of this is a joke. So if you think it's just funny, pointing your fingers like you're shooting someone, it's not funny. It's not a joke. We will absolutely take swift action and get the police involved when necessary. Um, Students, if you see something, say something. We will never be mad at you if you think that you saw something and it turns out to not be what you think that you saw. That's okay. I want you to share as much with us as possible because, like I said, we only have a limited set of eyes and ears. We need students to share things that they might see or things that they might hear. So please, I encourage you, if you see something, make sure you say something to an adult as soon as possible. All right, I want to remind you, E plus R equals O. Your responses to events will lead to outcomes. That's up to you. That's your choice. Your response is what you choose. The outcome is what happens to you. You don't always get to choose the outcome, but you get to choose your response. So make sure you're making the best response to events as possible. By this point, guys, we are almost 4 months into the school year. You should know our expectations. You should know what our rules are here at Middle School North, and there really shouldn't be any reason that you're not meeting those expectations. Okay, you might get frustrated with a teacher because they're holding you accountable. If people don't hold you accountable while you're a kid, then someone's going to hold you accountable when you're an adult, and it's not going to go very well. So be disciplined so you don't have to be disciplined. Think about that. It makes sense when you think about it. All right. You be disciplined so that you don't have to be disciplined by somebody else. And of course, if no one has told you yet today, you are loved. You belong here at Middle School North. I hope that you feel a sense of belonging here. That's one of our priorities, is that students feel comfortable in their learning environment, that there's adults that they can count on, that they've developed relationships and friendships here with students in the building, people that are positive, that encourage them. So I hope that you feel that sense of belonging here. We know you have all the tools to be successful. You can do it. We've got your back. We love you. Have a great day. And as always, it is great to be a cruiser.